And Glyn Secker is an executive committee member at the Jews for Justice for Palestinians organisation. He joins us now live from London. Really appreciate your time on our program, first of all, Glyn. Now, part of the document outlines a desire to be inclusive for religious minorities, especially Jews. Could this new charter, which many view as a positive change, improve relations between Muslim and Jewish communities around the world, do you think?
Yes, I think it could make a significant difference, particularly in the more liberal and progressive groups of Jewish communities. The withdrawal of the threat to all Jews in the world is obviously very significant, and it would lay the basis for better quality talks between Hamas and Israel. It's no surprise, it's no secret that such talks have taken place from time to time over the years, but this development will answer the critics that always try to say that there's no partner for peace because the Palestinians are divided. So I think it's a very important development.
It's certainly an aim for Hamas to try and be recognised internationally as well in order to be part of the international stage. And Israel has dismissed this as a PR stunt and say Hamas is still a serious threat. Perhaps it's no surprise there's scepticism. But why do you think that they still see, despite this toning down of rhetoric, the group as such a big threat?
Well, it comes as no surprise to me at all that Netanyahu and his government will have dismissed this, because Netanyahu's whole political raison d'etre is to oppose any negotiations for a final settlement with the Palestinians. He was responsible single-handedly for sabotaging the Oslo peace accords. He did so by announcing new settlements in the West Bank, by the development of Ha as a new development in East Jerusalem in clear violation of the Oslo Accords, knowing full well that Jerusalem status is a red line for the Palestinians. And so he knew exactly that what he was doing would sabotage those talks. He has historically always been against a peace settlement with the Palestinians. So it doesn't matter what developments there are on the Palestinian side, he will always find an excuse, he'll move the goalposts in order to prevent any meaningful talks taking place.
Which is, I suppose, the reason why Hamas is trying to appeal to the international bodies in order to try and gain some more credibility, it seems. But Hamas wants to improve relations with Egypt here, and perhaps this is part of the strategy. And by no longer associating itself with the Muslim Brotherhood, do you think that this is actually possible? Do you think Sisi will accept this? Would it not jeopardise his relationship with Israel, which, going by his record, seems far more important to him than the struggle of the Palestinians?
I think that this is the beginning. It's laying the basis for a more powerful political Palestinian movement on the international scene. We know that recently there's been a report by the Rert Institute, I think it's called now the Rert Group, which where they reported that the international boycott movement is still gaining momentum, and that the Israeli opposition to this movement is failing. And there's growing opposition to the extreme right-wing move by Netanyahu and the Israeli government. It's the most right-wing Israeli government that's ever existed, even going back to 1948. And it's no surprise that there's a fracture taking place inside the Jewish community itself, and there's a developing movement internationally to demand human rights for the Palestinians. And I think this will play very solidly into that development.
Okay, all right, we'll have to leave it there for the time being. Glyn, you've shed a lot of light for us on this topic. Thank you for your time. Glyn Secker there, Secker rather, from London.